it's Thomas here, and today we're doing a quick review on the Reef Octopus Waste Collector and automatic shutoff. No more overflowing skimmers, and also if you skim wet, this thing's a lifesaver. And also, it's actually way bigger than it looks. Haha! Psych. Protein skimmers are often one of the very first pieces of filtration that reefers will add to their system, but when it comes to upgrades and add-ons, for some reason, they just get neglected. Skimmer cups are small and they usually need to be emptied relatively frequently, especially when you like skimming on the wetter side. That said, the exact moment when you realize how small skimmer cups truly are is when your skimmer overflows. It happens to the best of us. You're feeding and you forget to pause the skimmer, or you add a new additive to the tank you've never used before, not expecting your skimmer to react to it. Next thing you know, the skimmer's overflowing like an active volcano, and you've got dirt and mess going down the outside of the skimmer, and all that skimmate in the cup is just ending up back down the center of the skimmer, into the sump, back in the water where you don't want it. Overall, not a fun experience. Adding a waste collector to your skimmer is a great way to cut back on the amount of times you need to dump out skimmate, while also allowing you to skim a little bit on the wetter side, which can help prevent skimmate buildup in the neck or body of the protein skimmer, which reduces overall skimmer maintenance. And a waste collector completely negates the potential mess and misfortune of an overflowing skimmer. Oh, and did I mention that it helps to manage that notorious odor? That disgusting smell nobody likes? Yeah, skimmate's stinky stuff. But it doesn't have to be. Waste collector. The Reef Octopus Waste Collector comes in two sizes, a 4-inch diameter that holds 6 cups of liquid, and a 6-inch diameter that holds a whopping 18 cups of liquid. In the box, you'll find the WC100 Waste Collector, the carbon filter cup, the FW110 shutoff switch, and a spare fuse. Assembly is almost non-existent. Slap the carbon cup onto the top of the unit and then plug the float switch into the control box. Then it's just a matter of plugging it into a power outlet and your skimmer into it. Then attach the tubing from your skimmer cup outlet to the barb on the top of the waste collector, and you're done. Quick tip though, make sure you install it in a place that is easy to access, since you will have to remove the waste collector every once in a while to dump out that skimmate. As the skimmer produces skimmate, it will flow via gravity into the waste collector and build up there instead of in the small collection cup on the skimmer, giving you more time between skimmate disposals, which again is super convenient for those of us who like to skim on the wetter side. If for whatever reason you forget to empty out your waste collector, or if your skimmer decides to overflow, it will quickly fill the waste collector and lift the float switch, which in turn will shut off the skimmer to prevent any skimmate from ending up on the floor or back into the tank. The orange ball will also raise up and plug the vent hole sealing the unit until you dump it out. Once you've emptied out the waste collector, then hooked everything back up, after a 5-minute delay, the skimmer will resume operating normally. In the event of a power outage, the built-in 5-minute time delay will give your sump time to reach regular operating levels before turning on the skimmer, which will help prevent overflowing. Or for recirculating skimmers, it'll help prevent the pump from running dry, which is a redundancy I can sincerely appreciate having. I will say the big yellow switch box is a bit bulky, not that it's likely to be out in the open, and I can't appreciate the fact that it feels very sturdy and well built. I'm also not the biggest fan of thumb screws for anything I have to do regular maintenance on. With that said, using a foxtail brush and cleaning up the threads periodically will prevent that from gumming up. Yes, you do need a bit of space in your stand or beside it, and whether or not a waste collector will work for your particular skimmer will depend on how tall your skimmer is compared to the waste collector, since it is gravity fed, and the barb on the waste collector has to be below the bottom of the skimmer cup in order to work. But that shouldn't be too difficult. The smaller 4-inch model I have here is only 12¼ inches to the barb, and most skimmers are going to be taller than that. If you do have a particularly short protein skimmer, you can look at putting it on a riser platform to gain the extra clearance. But before you do that, it's important to know exactly how a change in water depth is going to affect the protein skimmer, and Randy's got the answer for you right here. So check it out. Don't just go doing things all willy-nilly. The info is at your fingertips.